You have finally reclaimed your personal power, stepping fully into your strength and releasing yourself from the grip of low vibrational energy. This has been a significant and transformative shift, one that hasn't gone unnoticed by the universe, or by your person. The journey you've taken towards self-love, healing, and growth has initiated a ripple effect. As you rise into a more empowered version of yourself, the energy you've released is helping your person do the same. They are beginning to find their way out of a karmic situation that had long held them captive. It's as though your spiritual growth is lighting the way for them, inspiring them to confront the parts of their life that no longer serve them and to take back the power they had unknowingly given away. Without your presence, your person is feeling lost, emotionally powerless, and deeply unworthy. There's a heavy sense of absence that follows them, a void they can no longer ignore. They can feel you pulling away, moving forward in your life, and focusing on your own healing and happiness. And that energetic distance is having a profound effect. It's making them realize just how much your presence meant, and how far they've fallen from the connection that once grounded them. Ironically, the more you pull away, the more drawn they are to you. Your detachment is magnetizing, not because of any game, but because it reflects truth. You are no longer willing to be tied to anything that does not honor your worth. Your person is beginning to understand that the breadcrumbs they once offered you are no longer enough. You've outgrown the uncertainty, the false starts, and the emotional crumbs. You are now breaking free from all forms of toxicity, no longer willing to entertain half-hearted efforts or emotionally unavailable energy. This transformation is powerful. You're not just letting go, you're rising, and that is sending a clear message to the universe and to your person. You know your worth, and you are no longer available for anything less than what you deserve. This awakening has ignited something within your person. They now recognize that if they don't make a move, a real, sincere, and timely move, they may lose you for good. That fear is beginning to outweigh the illusions and distractions that once kept them stuck. They're beginning to crave your presence not just physically, but emotionally and spiritually. They want to come forward, not only to express their longing but to reveal the depth of the love they feel for you, a love that they now understand as pure, soul-deep, and eternal. They want to share with you the truth they've been holding back, that their heart has never stopped beating for you, and that the connection they feel is unlike anything they've ever known. Right now, they are on an accelerated path of healing. The universe is guiding them with signs and synchronicities, nudging them toward inner alignment and awakening. They are starting to see the bigger picture, that this journey isn't just about romance, but about spiritual evolution. They are becoming more in tune with divine timing, with the lessons they were meant to learn, and with the truth of your connection. However, even as they move forward on this path, there is a lingering sense of anxiety. They are anxious to speak with you, to break the silence, and to bridge the gap that has formed. The weight of what's been unspoken is pressing on them, and they know that only honesty and vulnerability can clear the air. They have finally begun to move on from their karmic cycle, whether that was a relationship, a pattern, a belief, or a fear, and they now realize how toxic and draining that cycle truly was. In releasing those attachments, they are making space for something new, something real. They understand now that nothing can break the soul bond they share with you. No distance, no delay, no past mistake has the power to sever what is divinely guided and spiritually protected. The connection between you is sacred, and they are beginning to honor that truth. What once felt like an ending is now revealing itself as a sacred beginning. This chapter of your journey is no longer about holding on out of fear, but about choosing love from a place of empowerment. The separation, the silence, and the sorrow have all served a purpose, to clear out the old and make way for a deeper, more authentic union. Your growth has inspired their transformation, and their healing is bringing them closer to you in a way that is aligned, intentional, and real. You are both being guided, separately and together, to come into union not just as lovers, but as whole, awakened individuals. The universe is orchestrating this reunion, but it is your inner work that has made it possible. As you continue to stand in your power and follow your truth, trust that what is meant for you is aligning behind the scenes. Your person is not the same as they once were, and neither are you. This time, it's about a new beginning built on truth, love, healing, and mutual respect. Before I met you, I was living my life much like anyone else. On the surface, everything seemed normal. I was functioning, doing what was expected of me, and following a routine that I had unknowingly settled into. My days were filled with responsibilities that I never questioned. If someone gave me a task, I would complete it, even if I didn't feel like it. I had grown used to doing things I didn't enjoy simply because others around me wanted them done. It became second nature to put everyone else's needs before my own, as if their approval was the only measure of my worth. Somewhere along the way, I developed this constant need for validation. I couldn't escape the feeling that I had to be perfect in the eyes of everyone around me. I wanted to be the strong one, the dependable one, the one people could always count on. I thought that was what made a person valuable. So I buried my own feelings, my doubts, my sadness, my exhaustion, deep inside, pretending they didn't exist. I wore a mask every day, smiling when I needed to, laughing at the right moments, and carrying on as if everything inside me wasn't slowly unraveling. Even though I had a lot going on outwardly, I often felt incredibly alone on the inside. I had questions about life, about myself, about the path I was on, but I kept those questions to myself. I feared they would make me look weak or uncertain. I worried that if I started asking them out loud, I would be the only one doing so, that no one else around me felt the same confusion or fear. And if I were the only one questioning things, wouldn't that make me less of a strong person? Wouldn't that mean I wasn't who people thought I was? So I kept going, pushing forward, ignoring the emotional weight I was carrying. I didn't even realize how much I had been suppressing until it started to hurt, really hurt. The emotional pain became so overwhelming at times that I didn't know where to put it anymore. It was like a silent storm building inside me, and no one could see it. I kept telling myself I was fine because that's what I thought I had to do. That's what being strong meant to me. But then, you came into my life. And everything started to change, slowly, subtly at first, and then all at once. I didn't expect it, and I certainly didn't understand it right away, but being around you made me feel something I hadn't felt in a long time, peace. For the first time in years, I felt like I could breathe. There was something about your presence, something comforting and calm, that made me let my guard down without even trying. I didn't have to pretend with you. I didn't have to be perfect or have all the answers. I could just be me. Whenever we talk, something inside me lights up. I feel alive again. I feel like I'm waking up from a long sleep, like I'm remembering who I am underneath all the layers of pressure and expectations. You make me feel heard and seen in a way I didn't even know I was missing. And with that comes a quiet confidence I never thought I'd find. Not the kind that comes from achievements or appearances, but the kind that comes from being understood, accepted, and cared for without conditions. You've shown me that it's okay to have questions. It's okay to feel lost sometimes. It's okay to not have everything figured out. You've helped me see that true strength isn't about always being in control, it's about being honest, vulnerable, and open, even when it's hard. Especially when it's hard. I don't know exactly what it is that connects us, but I know it's something rare. Something I've been unknowingly searching for, maybe my whole life. Your words, your presence, your ability to just listen, it all brings a sense of warmth and clarity that I never imagined possible. It's not just love I feel when we're together, it's freedom. Freedom to be myself. Freedom to let go of the pressure, the expectations, and the fear. So now, when I look back at the life I was living before I met you, I see it with new eyes. I realize how much I was carrying alone, and how desperately I needed someone to remind me that I didn't have to. That I was allowed to be human. And that being human, flawed, emotional, questioning, and all, isn't something to hide, but something to embrace. You've helped me begin healing in ways I didn't think I ever could. And for that, I'll always be grateful. You've reminded me that I don't need to earn love or approval by being perfect, I just need to be real. And with you, I finally feel like I can be. Your partner is deeply aware of the strength and depth of the bond that connects the two of you. Even if it may not always seem that way, they know in their heart that this isn't an ordinary connection, it's something far more powerful, something destined. This is a love story that isn't just written in fleeting emotions or temporary attraction, it's written in soul ties, in spiritual lessons, and in the kind of connection that defies logic. Deep down, they feel this story is meant to reach fulfillment, no matter the distance, the silence, or the obstacles standing in the way. Right now, they are in a very intense emotional space. They're out in the world, moving through their responsibilities and facing life's daily challenges, but with an undercurrent of frustration and restlessness. They are pouring that frustration into their work, their routine, or even misdirecting it toward the people or circumstances around them, especially karmic ties or toxic situations that they once tolerated but now feel drained by. This surge of frustration isn't coming from just those external situations, it's largely because they miss you badly. Your absence has left an emotional void they can't ignore anymore. They've had a lot of time to reflect lately, and one realization keeps rising to the surface: they completely underestimated you. When this connection first began, they may have assumed it wouldn't last. Perhaps they thought you wouldn't impact them deeply or believed they could move on easily if things ended. But they were wrong, very wrong. They didn't expect to miss you the way they do now. They didn't anticipate that your silence, your distance, your decision to stop reaching out would leave them feeling so helpless and alone. And now, regret is starting to weigh heavily on their heart. They didn't see your value clearly at first. Maybe they were caught up in ego, fear, or distractions, but they failed to recognize the depth of what you were offering. Now, in your silence, they are beginning to see it all: the love, the patience, the understanding, and the strength you brought into their life. Your silence, though painful, is loud. It's louder than words. It echoes in their mind every day. It's killing them inside, not just because they miss you, but because it reminds them of their mistakes and the way they mishandled something so rare. They're mad at you, but it's a misplaced frustration, more rooted in their own guilt than anything you've done. They're upset that you haven't broken the silence, that you haven't reached out. They were hoping you would initiate communication again, like you might have done in the past. But now that you haven't, you have their full, undivided attention. They are watching you closely. Whether it's through social media, mutual contacts, or simply keeping tabs from a distance, they are spying, observing, trying to understand where your head is at and what you might do next. This silence between you both is not easy for them. In fact, it's painful. It's haunting them. But the truth is, they started this. They were the ones who pulled back, shut down, or walked away, either literally or emotionally. At the time, they may have believed they were protecting themselves or doing the right thing. But now, they are sitting with the consequences of their actions, and it's not easy. the silence, the separation, the lack of closure, it's all starting to weigh on them more heavily with each passing day. They are praying for a chance to change things. They are yearning for reconciliation, for healing, and for a second chance. While their ego may still be holding them back from making the first move, their heart is crying out for connection. They want to talk. Not just a surface-level conversation, but a genuine, heartfelt dialogue. They want to sit down with you, face to face, soul to soul, and speak openly about everything that went wrong, everything they feel, and everything they still want with you. They are craving a heart-to-heart, one where both of you can lay down your guard and just be real with one another. At the core of it all, this isn't just about missing someone. It's about realizing they let go of something irreplaceable. It's about finally seeing your worth, not because you proved it through effort, but because you stopped chasing, and in that silence, your power became undeniable. Now, they are left to sit in the very space they created, one filled with longing, regret, and a desperate hope that maybe, just maybe, it's not too late.